Hey guys, welcome to today's vlog, and I would like to thank Kasori for making today's video possible. You guys are always asking me what to share some of my recipes with you and things like that, but I'm going to share a recipe with you for sure, but I also want to share a new gadget that I've gotten for the kitchen that Kasori sent me. And I tell you what, I don't know what this thing is behind me anymore since I've gotten this product. You guys, the stove, no, I don't use it anymore. If this could fit in its place, that's where it would go. So Kasori sent me a pressure cooker. This is the face of it, you guys. And I have been using it and I have fallen in love with it. Very easy to use, multiple functions on the front, and I'm excited to show you guys a recipe that I make for the family that they love, and it's so easy to do. But before I go any further, check the description below. I'll be leaving a link to their website, and you guys can go and check out their pressure cooker. So this is the 6-quart pressure cooker, and let me show you everything that comes with it in the box. So of course I showed you the pressure cooker, and then inside of the pressure cooker is your pan. This is where all the food will go and cook inside of here, and that just rests down inside like so. Additional things that were sent is you get some measuring cups, okay, and then a ladle, and this is like for rice, and I've done rice. You guys, rice doesn't take any time at all, and brown rice is delicious out of here. It's not going to be hard and stiff like it is when you cook it on the stove. It comes out so soft out of here. This tray here is used for, like, if you're going to steam something, it keeps it raised from the bottom surface so your water is below it, and then it steams whatever is on top. You can put vegetables and things like that. The other thing it comes with, which I think is awesome, is this is called a sealing ring, okay? It comes with a sealing ring already installed, which is good, but I have noticed with certain foods like chili, foods that have like a strong odor, these seals tend to hold that odor. Now you can, I've popped mine in the dishwasher before, or you could soak it in like baking soda or water to help with the smell. But even though it may smell like that, I've never had a problem with the smell transferring to the food that I'm cooking. But it does come with a spare ring, which is super nice. This is the lid that goes on top. And here is where they call the sealing and the instant release. And so I'll show you guys what that's all about when I do my recipe. But basically when you first start your recipe, you always start at sealing, and then some recipes will tell you to allow your machine to do what's called a natural release. And what that means is basically this pin is up, you know, when there's pressure, and then it'll say, you know, do a natural release. And so when the pressure is down and safe to open, that pin will drop down inside of there. And then you can do what's called an instant release, where you will turn the knob and basically this valve will release all the pressure inside. And then again, when the pin drops down, the unit is safe to open. Now I have not used all the features that are on here. There's so many things that you can do with this. It has, let me show you so you can see it better. So here are all the features like meat and stew, poultry, soup, beans and chili, white rice, brown rice, multigrain, steamed vegetables, and I have done that with corn, you guys, corn on the cob, and it doesn't take no time at all, and it comes out so delicious. Slow cook, and that's basically as if like you had a slow cooker, you know. Yogurt, now I have not made yogurt, but I have seen a lot of recipes, and I find this quite interesting to make yogurt. Pasta and steamed potatoes, and then we have hot pot, saute, bake, and reheat. And then up here we have if you want to set like cook time or delay starts, if you want to put things in there like the night before and have it start the next day, or you want to put it in the morning and have it start like before you get home from work, that is very useful. Stop and cancel, on and start, that's pretty self-explanatory. Keep warm, basically you can turn your pot on to keep warm and it will not burn your food, but it'll keep it warm enough. And then manual, and to be honest, manual is what I have used the most. I have used, like I said, the steam. I've used that, and I've used the rice setting. Actually, I've also used poultry as well. And then I have used like keep warm and things like that. Another nice feature added to this is when you take these lids off, you know, I mean, that's a pretty thick lid, but let's say you make a dish and you want to take it like for instance, I took one to school for the teachers. You could actually put this lid on it, which is really nice, and it keeps it from not being pressurized because it does have a small valve there. And so let's say you want to use it as like a slow cooker, you could just put your top on like this, and that's a very useful feature in this product as well. Something I don't see on a lot of the other competitors' products is this, and I really like this, and I've used this before as well. And here is the box. I did save the box so I could show you guys. This is, like I said, the Kasori Premium, the 6-quart pressure cooker, and let's take a look here. It just kind of gives you some information and visual what you can cook in the pressure cooker itself and everything that comes inside. So without further ado, let me show you what we're going to be making. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we're going to be making spaghetti, and I'm going to show you just how easy that is to do in one pot. Okay, now this is optional. We're going to be adding a pound of hamburger meat. You can choose not to add any meat, and if that's the case, you can actually skip this step. But we're going to place the hamburger meat in our pot, and I am going to turn the pressure cooker on to saute. Now, it automatically starts at 20 minutes, and that's always been long enough, but you can change all these features on the face of the pressure cooker if you want to saute it for longer. The other nice thing I found useful with the saute mode when I do use it is it helps get that pot warm, so when you do place the lid on to start you know, cooking your food, it seems to come to pressure a little bit faster. So all right, let's go ahead and we're gonna brown this up, and then we're going to drain the grease, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna bring this closer so you guys can kind of see. My angle is not perfect. It'd be nice to have like an overhead. So basically I am browning up my burger, and I'm using a wooden spoon. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for just a second. I wanna show you something else that also came in the package. So you also get your handbook or your instructions. Be sure to take the time to read over this if you're not familiar with pressure cookers, because there's some important information that you definitely don't want to miss in there. And they also send a cookbook with some recipes for you guys to try. Ooh, I opened it up right to the chicken tortellini soup. Doesn't that look delicious? And I'm just sauteing this on medium heat, but again, you have settings for low, medium, and high. All right, so the burger is brown, so I'm gonna actually turn the pot off, and I'm going to drain this, and I'll be right back. We are gonna go ahead and add our ingredients. I will also list them down below. So you want 1 jar, 24-ounce jar of your choice of pasta sauce, and you pour that in. And then you want about 1.5 jars of water. So there's 1 jar and a half. Now you're gonna probably look at that and say, that's a lot of liquid. Well, it is a lot of liquid because keep in mind, you're gonna be putting everything in the same pot together. And so the noodles are gonna absorb a lot of that liquid, okay? The next thing you wanna add is 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I am using actually fire roasted tomatoes here. And I'm gonna put that in. I had turned it off, so it's beeping at me. All right, we want a half a teaspoon of a garlic powder. I'm a big fan of garlic. I will actually be putting powder and actual garlic in there as well. A half a teaspoon of onion powder. A half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. A half teaspoon of fresh garlic. Okay, I'm gonna give this a good stir. And everything looks good. Kind of incorporate those spices. And now we're gonna use our spaghetti noodles. Now, when you're cooking like this with like the pasta and stuff, the most important thing you want to do is make sure your pasta is completely submerged in all the liquid. That's gonna ensure that it, you know, cooks up nicely. But we're gonna just break this up in half and put about a pound of spaghetti in there. Again, just make sure those noodles are covered as best as possible. And that looks good. There might be a few sticking up here and there, but it will be fine. And now what we're gonna do is put our lid on. And remember, before I talked about this valve here, you wanna make sure that it is in the locked position, because we are going to actually pressure cook this meal now. And we're gonna turn it, and you can hear that sound. We know that it's locked into place. Okay, so we're gonna do, let's see, manual. We're gonna do high pressure, and we're gonna do cook time of 8 minutes. So let me know in the comments below, do any of you guys own a pressure cooker? Do you guys use that to cook in? Like I said, I really love it. It's been a great addition, and to make things a lot faster. And if I'm running out the door, I can just throw everything in there. I've even actually put frozen chicken in there before, and that has turned out just fine. You can put frozen meat in there. You just have to adjust your time accordingly. You might have to add an extra couple minutes or so. But I'm trying to think what else. I have cooked rice, and like I said, I've steamed corn in it. I have made quinoa, like a Mexican one-pot quinoa dish. So it is cooking, and we know this now because see our pin? See how the pin has popped up? So we know that it is completely under pressure, and as a safety, right here, the unit will not even allow you to take the top off when it is under pressure. Now we're just gonna wait for our timer to start. It usually takes a minute because it's still, you know, heating up to proper temperature, and then the timer from 8 minutes will start counting down. All right, so we got 2 more minutes, and then I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so when your cooker is done, it actually will go into keep warm mode, and it'll just count down and keep warm. We're gonna go ahead and do an instant release by turning our knob here. Just be careful. This does release steam. You can wear gloves. Just push this over, release it. The kids like watching this. They think it's really cool. What'll happen is that pin will drop down, and when that drops down, we know that our lid is safe to open. And it smells so good. Like the steam, it releases like the smell that's in the pot. Oh. And we're fully released, so it is safe to open. Oh, sounds cool. It's like a little spaceship. Ooh, there it is. Looks amazing. Here it is. I'm going to give it a nice stir, because as you can remember, we put our noodles to the top, and so the meat was sitting at the bottom. So I'm gonna give that a nice stir. Just be real careful. This is hot. But look at that. The noodles are absolutely perfect, you guys. Perfectly cooked. I have some bread in the oven. Brooke's gonna be home soon, so we're just gonna put a lid on it like this, and it's gonna stay nice and warm. She should be home very soon. Thank you so much, Kasori, for sending us this pressure cooker. It has been life-changing for our family. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Ben had to get in the shot, you guys. He was just dying to get in there. Check the link in the description, you guys, and go check out their pressure cooker. And let me know if you guys get one or if you have one, and if you guys want to see more recipes. Do you want to see more recipes? Because, hey, anytime I have any excuse to use my pressure cooker is a good time, right?